The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the participants and do not reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
BronxNet. Your voice, your views, your vision.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Open, the one and only show that opens up the Bronx and the world to you. I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS, your number one source for R&B. We have an incredible show lined up for you this morning. Leading off the show will be Alec Dialco, John W. Carr, and Donna Friedman. And they're going to be here today to discuss the proposal of the Roslyn Yalo Academy Charter School. After that, Jerry Landy, he's going to join us to talk to us about his documentary, which focused on Hurricane Sandy. Then Reed Hadley will be here to talk about the Jairus Reed Group and how they are educating young people in the art of filmmaking. Special guest, Maceo Mobley was going to be here, and he's going to perform on today's Music Monday stage. So stay tuned. All this and more headed your way because we are now open for business. Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee, and you're watching Open. Today is Monday, March 4th, 2013. We got a great show lined up for you today. Big news this week as Pope Benedict will step down after 8 years. First time that's happened in over 600 years. DJ Kool Clyde's on the way in. You know, lots of things, lots of big things in the news between local things in our community, to statewide, to national news, and this is one of them. Pope is stepping down.
Who's taking his place?
After over 600 years. Well, they're going to vote. All the cardinals are getting together, and they're going to vote on who's going to be taking the Pope's place. I guess that's going to be taking place.
My understanding that an African American is supposed to be taking over that position.
That's a major possibility.
Yeah.
I think they had two of them in line that may take
an
his
African
place.
American president, African American Pope. And also Eric Adams is running for the first black borough president in Brooklyn.
The Brooklyn borough president.
There's a lot of...
He was at the station last night.
Uh-huh.
He was talking about a number of things, mainly, I think, gun control. I think David Levy was asking him about gun control, and he was saying that, it's cool that they want to get rid of banana clips and assault weapons and things of that nature, but a lot of people are getting shot every day with a handgun. So he mentioned something about putting a chip in the handgun, so you know where all the handguns are. He said, we won't give up. You don't have to give up your right to bear arms and stuff like that, but we want to know where the guns are. He said that's one of the things we can do.
I've always go to spirituality. If you don't put God first and change the minds of how people think in their spirit, people have a great way of putting up a facade. And in actuality, they're going through a lot. Now, I'm not saying everybody's going through a lot, but the mass majority of the people in the world are going through a spiritual battle right now, and we have to pay attention to what's going on.
So it's not the tools of mass destruction
that's killing people.
Like
it's
the people.
And then when they do act out these vicious crimes, they have attorneys, they have doctors to say that maybe they might have been mentally insane, when in some cases people premeditate these type of murders. Mm-hmm. So we have to be able to change the mindsets of people. Mm-hmm. And I do want to say that I've heard allegedly that Africa Bambaataa and Ahmed Henderson was stabbed yesterday, and they are in stable condition at Jacobi Medical Hospital. Mm-hmm. So I want to say, get well. We hope the best for you. Yeah. And, he has brought a lot into the hip-hop culture all across this planet.
Well, so we surely wish him well.
We sure wish him well.
Yeah,
but with that...
Channel 67.
Yeah.
Thanks, DJ Kool Clyde on the way in. We've got to take a quick break right here, but when we return, we'll hear about a new educational institution. Don't change that channel. We'll be right back.
There is also a very attractive extended warranty option that includes free service and parts for the next 5 years. But there's no need for you to get that. You failed to get the test you needed at the doctor that would have detected disease early enough where it could have been treated. So you won't be around in 2 years to see him grow up, which means the warranty would be useless. Okay, sign here, please.
For a list of tests every man should have, go to ahrq.gov.
Clean kitchen surfaces, utensils, and hands with soapy water. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Did you find the flashlight and the batteries?
Yes.
Did you make sure we're not missing anything in the first aid kit?
Yep.
Did you go through the plan with the kids again?
Yes. The more you prepare today, the more you'll be able to reduce the devastating effects of a tornado, an earthquake, a power outage, or any other disaster.
Be free. Nice, Dad. Nice, Dad. Nice, Dad.
Charles!
Nice, Dad.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of siblings in foster care who'll take you just as you are.
My name's Brandon. 9 years old, being alcoholic.
Hi, Brandon.
I'll start drinking with the older kids. And whatever they do, I'll do.
Kids who drink before age 15 are 5 times more likely to have alcohol problems when they're adults. So start talking before they start drinking.
I know it'll start with alcohol. I'm just not sure how it's gonna end.
Hands can do incredible things. Now they can even help save a life with hands-only CPR. If you see an adult suddenly collapse, just call 911, then push hard and fast in the center of the chest until help arrives. Learn more at handsonlycpr.org.
Favorite place in your home?
Absolutely.
Hey, welcome back, everybody, to Open. I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee. Our first guests are respectively the chairman of Yes, the Bronx, and the board members of Rosalind Academy Charter School. Here to talk about the new Educational Institute are Alec Diaco, John W. Carr, and Dr. Donna Friedman. The doctor's in the house. Okay. Well, tell us about this wonderful charter school and tell us the difference between a charter school and the regular public schools.
Well, charter schools are public schools. And all of our kids in District 10 are invited to apply and be selected by lottery, and we will have preferences for kids with special needs, kids who are economically disadvantaged, and kids whose families speak other than English at home, otherwise known as English language learners.
Yes. So this charter school is special because, Doctor?
We are going to be providing services in the schools that we anticipate these families would find helpful to get these children ready to learn and to thrive in a public school environment. We are structuring the school so that emotional learning, educational, all those services will be right in-house.
All right. And what are the classroom sizes? I mean, that helps. Of course, when you're teaching, the public school system has over 30, maybe sometimes 35. And in the charter school, you go down to about 10, 12 maybe?
Well, the classroom sizes will be the same, but we have a team teaching model. And there will be 2 teachers in every classroom. Plus, we will have floating teachers with that are trained in special education and English language arts.
And John, tell us about what do we hope to accomplish with this charter school?
Well, clearly the objective is to improve the results of children's education. So that here we're talking about grades K through 8, and so we'd hope that by the time kids were in 8th grade, their capabilities and their education was of a higher quality than it's otherwise been. That's the point of charter schools, to try to get better results. But it's important to understand we're not trying to create a school that takes the cream of the crop from the district. We're trying to create a school that takes everyday ordinary children from everyday ordinary parents and gets extraordinary results. And that's the goal behind the structure here.
Now, are the parents deeply involved?
Yes. I'm the Deputy Executive Director for Riverdale Mental Health Association, which serves the Kingsbridge area, Marble Hill area, and the Riverdale areas of the Bronx. And we work with lots of families and a range of issues, and our collaboration is to really continue this teamwork that we've established with parents. We're going to have something called the Family Support Center, where the expectation will be that families, parents, working parents, will get the support they need to help their children to really thrive in school.
Yeah, because you hear all too often about the parents not getting involved in their child's education. You know, I think that's a very important part of the whole process. So how did you guys come together? This is the tag team here.
Well, we're all very passionate about education, and the results in District 10 have not been very good. So we thought that we would try to open a special school based on classical education models. We have a collaboration with the American Museum of Natural History. We have a collaboration with the Riverdale Mental Health Association. The kids will learn fencing starting in kindergarten. And we have a collaboration with the Kasparov Chess Foundation, and the kids will be getting chess in the schools every day.
And chess because?
Chess because it stimulates their intellectual growth, their curiosity. It gives kids a chance to learn that they can plan ahead, that they can deal with problems with a plan.
Problem solving.
Exactly.
And this is a proven model, chess in schools like this. I mean, many people may have seen recently the movie Brooklyn Castle, which talks about a school in Brooklyn, not that different from the community we're looking to serve, where they produce many chess champions.
Yes. We used to go around to many of the different competitions that they had throughout the city within our public school system. So District 10.
District 10 is roughly from the Yonkers border down to Tremont Avenue, call it the George Washington Bridge, the Harlem River to the Bronx River.
Yeah, and you guys found a need that something has to happen in this district.
One of the things that we are doing is we are serving children as early as infants with their parents. We have a program called Chances for Children. We have free services in the Highbridge community, and we're also housed in Kingsbridge Heights Community Center, as well as the office in Riverdale. And we've been working with children from 0 to 18, and what we find is that we want to take it another step. These children are wonderful, and they're ready to get a great education, and we want to help them to link in. So I was talking to the folks from Kingsbridge Heights. 80% of the families that they're serving in early Head Start and Head Start speak Spanish at home, and we want those children to have this opportunity. So we're collaborating with them to.
While visiting, it's interesting you said that. While visiting one of the nurseries, I went there to read to the children, and one of the teachers said, "Well, wait a minute. Why don't you let the child read to you?" I said, "Oh, okay." And this young kid proceeded to read. And I was blown away. Early. How important is that to get a early head start?
It is so important, and one of the things that we are finding is that these collaborations among social services and schools is really, really the key. No one institution can handle all of the needs, and so these children are getting an early start with us, and then they go on to early Head Start, and by then they're ready. They're really ready to learn.
Great. John, how old is the school? Did guys just start this school?
Well, we're waiting to receive a charter from the state, so this would open in a year.
Okay, so what stage are we at now?
We are completing our application and we are doing community outreach. We want families who might speak other than English at home to apply. We want families whose children are in these Head Start programs that might have difficult emotional problems to apply. And
Are they guaranteed to get a better education at this particular school?
Well, we believe our model provides that.
That model provides
the model is kids will go to school from 8 to 6. There is no such thing as an after-school program. It's all embedded in the school.
Yeah.
Chess, fencing, the museum, it's all part of the school curriculum.
One of the unique features of the school is it's a full-day school.
Yes.
It's 8
in the morning to 5.
To 6.
Yeah, to 6. Yeah.
So it's a full day, and to the extent parents are worried about what they're going to do with their kid for 3 to 6, whether they're going to do their homework, it's in the school now, part of it.
So parents, come on, you got time to get off from work and go home, pick up your child at 6 o'clock.
That's not to say
you have to find somebody to pick them up at 3 o'clock at one time.
And that's not to say they don't have a lot of work as parents to continue to do.
Yeah.
I mean, we were talking about reading to kids and kids reading to you. Well, my daughters are 10 and 14. We still read to them.
Yes.
Every day. So parents will have work here too, but
yes, and it should continue. Yeah.
Well, and I just want to say that we've been working with children who've been diagnosed with ADHD, and we have found that the Family Support Center at RMHA has helped parents really be in it with their children, and these children are thriving. We had an annual meeting recently, and every last one of them
Maybe they were
sat
just
there.
bored in the regular school system. So if they said they have ADHD, what would you say?
Well,
Attention deficit disorder?
Exactly. They're not engaged in the ways that maybe they could be. We have someone come in and teach them about nature and the environment, and you could hear a pin drop.
So find a way in, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The identification technique, find a way in. What stimulates this child?
And the important thing to understand is that these are ordinary kids. Kids are all over the place. There are all kinds of kids and all kinds of learning styles and all kinds of abilities. If you're relatively wealthy, you can address any special needs through additional tutoring or any number of ways you can do it, or you send them to very expensive schools.
Yeah.
But in the public schools, the point is to address the fact that kids do vary. Some of them may be called needing special needs or need special education, but to us that's ordinary kids. But we have to do special things to make sure they participate in their education and grow like everybody else.
I like it.
So that's the angle of this school. It's to bring these special teachers, be it language, be it other kinds of special needs, blend them in with the quote regular teachers, and raise up and educate the general population of kids. And so, organizations or parents or families that wonder, is their kid right for a school like this? Because they're not doing great because they're not scoring real high on some test or something like that. Don't worry about that. This is the kind of place to go where the school will take care of your kid as it is.
Sounds like a wonderful package.
And when you asked the question earlier about the number of kids in the classroom, well, we said that the number would be about 30. In fact, the student-teacher ratio will be 11 to 1 when you add in all the other teachers, the specialists that we have working with the kids.
How can people get involved?
We'd like them to reach out. They can contact me by email or by telephone, alecdiacu@me.com, and eventually, in the next couple of months, we will have completed a website and they can apply, and then Dr. Friedman, they have a website as well.
Yes, and if you want to come and jog or walk this Sunday coming up, we have a 5K in the Van Cortlandt park area for Riverdale Mental Health Association, and we'll be there to answer any questions. Please come and join us.
Beautiful. Thank you
But we
so
want
much.
everybody to apply to this school.
The Roslyn Yallo Academy Charter School, Alec Dialco, the chairman, Yes, the Bronx, and John W. Carr, board member, Roslyn Yallo Academy, and Dr. Donna Friedman, board member. Thank you guys so much. Come back, give us some more information, update on that, and we wish you lots of luck and success with that.
Thank you.
All right, we've got to take a quick break, but when we return, Jerry Landy will discuss his new film. Stay right there.
I'm lucky. Let me help you with that. I get to do something I love. It has nothing to do with touchdowns or titles. Everybody bring it in. I get to play a part in the life of someone just starting out. How many of you think homework is just as important as teamwork? I help keep kids in school. Good. And that's the name of the game. My name is LaDainian Thomason. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer. Live United.
Hey, how's it going?
Sir, are you okay?
What? Oh, this? It's probably nothing. I'm sure it'll go away.
Go away? But sir, that can't be good.
No, it's cool. Really.
Do you want a napkin or something?
Everything's fine. Thanks.
You wouldn't ignore this. So why ignore the signs of a stroke? At the first warning signs, call 911 immediately. Because time lost is brain lost.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
It's one of the many ways to fight osteoarthritis pain. For more information on managing pain, go to fightarthritispain.org.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee. Hope you're having a most wonderful experience checking out the show, and you can check us out on 107.5 WBLS After the Quiet Storm each and every night, also after Lenny Green. Our next guest is a filmmaker right from here, the Boogie Down, there you go like this, the BX. Here to discuss his new documentary about Hurricane Sandy is Jerry Landy. We welcome you to the show, Jerry.
Mr. Lee, how you doing?
All right,
Pleasure
good.
to be here.
Good. You came up with this this wonderful project. Talk about how did you get started in filmmaking?
I was a medical photographer for 17 years, doing some pretty crazy stuff.
A medical photographer?
Yeah. I've done everything from autopsies to medical books.
Oh.
And, yeah, the cool stuff. The cool stuff. That's how I got into the horror business.
Yeah.
But what happened was I left the job to be a stay-at-home dad, and I went to film school. So after 2 years of changing diapers and going to, all these doctor's appointments, I decided...
Well, diaper changing was pretty exciting, wasn't it?
Really? You've done it? That sounds like someone who's never changed
Some
a diaper.
crazy things can happen.
Yeah, crazy things if you have boys. I had girls, so I was very lucky. Crazy things didn't happen in that respect. But I decided to get back into filmmaking. I did a documentary on military funerals. Got into film festivals, started running the circuit. Did my first horror movie, Crackoon, which was about a crack-addicted raccoon terrorizing the Bronx. Yeah, taking out all the crooked politicians. Very fun film.
Yeah.
And up to this point, I just finished my new film, the sequel to Crackoon, which is going pretty big. We're all over the country. We're going to have the first Bronx premiere in over 30 years. At the Louis American Theater in Parkchester.
That's the current project.
Oh, yeah, the current project, Blood March Crackoon. Yeah, the documentary, starting to build up information. I actually have some stuff put down on it already. But with a documentary, especially Sandy was so recent, I'm still trying to get a lot of people to go on camera and talk to me. But I'm starting to archive video from old storms, archiving old photographs from the neighborhood. So it's a process. Documentaries are a lot different than films. Films, you're dealing with real people and scripts. Documentaries, you're creating something, you're trying to create reality from reality.
Can you use still pictures?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I have a lot of that. I
yeah.
I covered it as a first
it's really
responder and
it's really
WB.
funny. I showed some pictures to the producers. I actually restored an old picture before Bronx Beach was built in Friars Neck, before the bridge was built, and the picture was like 6 feet long, and I cut into sections part of the film.
Wow,
and we put it on film, and you actually scan through and see how the Bronx looked in 1928, which looked like a prairie. You know, it was pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah. Now, what made you want to get involved in doing a documentary about Hurricane Sandy?
I'm from Locust Point. I grew up in Locust Point. Locust Point was hit pretty hard by Sandy. I got lucky. We only lost our bedroom set. I had neighbors who lost everything, just lost everything.
Yeah.
We lost our Civic House.
Yeah, you had stories about furniture and floating
furniture
by.
Floating by. Well, furniture and boats in my neighborhood because we live on the water. And the Civic House, where I was president of the Civic Association for 5 years, was destroyed. And the Civic House is somewhere, as a kid, we used to go to parties and weddings. And
that was a place to be, right?
It was a place to be. And unbeknownst to me, during the hurricane, they were planning a 50th birthday party for me at the Civic, and the Civic was taken out. So I thought it was for a friend of mine. I'm trying to rearrange a party, and it was my party, which I didn't know. But Sandy hit me. You know, we lost some stuff in our house, but I want to rebuild the Civic Center.
Yeah.
And the funds are pretty low. We're trying to raise money. So I figured, let me work on this documentary. If I make money from the documentary, 100% of the proceeds will go to building the Civic House. My first film, Crack-Coon, since it was a short subject, it was a festival circuit favorite, but I couldn't get distribution on it. So all the money that was made from that movie went into helping keep the Civic House open.
I have a short to talk to you about. Maybe we talk about that. Yeah. You do shorts?
Yes, I wear shorts and I do shorts. Yeah.
I got a funny one that can be kind of controversial also.
Oh, I hate controversy. You know, talk to my people.
Funny and controversial.
I love
we got to check that out.
Well, listen, controversy makes a film. I'm also working with some pretty big people in the Bronx now to open our first major production studio here. And this is something we've wanted to do for a long time. The Bronx is the only borough that doesn't have a large working production facility. New York City gets somewhere between $8 and $9 billion in movie production. We make about $7 million.
Did you talk to Mike Nobby?
We're actually here to do some meetings today too. We've been doing a lot of meetings. We're meeting with some people here today.
Yeah.
We're going to see. We're going with this, and this film has given us a little credibility now. The new film, we have some good people working with us. Our publicist is pretty big in the horror field, so we're getting great publicity out of the movie already. People are asking for it. So I'm hoping that this movie, to show what we did in the Bronx, because listen, I grew up in the Bronx. I'm going to die here. I love the Bronx. I think the Bronx is a beautiful borough. I think we get a bad rap, and I think that if we opened up a major facility here and showed people what we have here, God, people would flood to the Bronx. And like I said, I live here. I'm going to die in this borough. So let's build something really cool that I can bring. You know, people talk about carbon footprints. There's nothing bad about a good carbon footprint. And if you're going to build something that's going to bring people jobs in this area, build up the people. Listen, there are kids who want to get in the film. How do you do it? Well, I have a production studio here in the Bronx. Come work with me. We can give you $35 to $40 an hour and train you to be in the business. So these are some of the things we're working on now.
You got a lot of people here. You got college students, and you got interns that working cameras and all up in the control room. Yeah, maybe a lot of them would like to get involved in that too.
Train to be in the movies. Why not make horror movies?
Look at our floor manager's pumping her hands.
You want a job? She's good. I was watching her. We're watching all the production people while we're sitting here, and we're going, she's good.
Yeah, you're looking at it differently.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, we're looking production-wise. We're looking at the studio. I'm looking at lights. I'm saying, wow, I got a good setup here. I can stage a good murder in this place. On film. We're horror movie guys, so we kill a lot of people for fun.
You do?
Yeah.
All right. So how far in are you with this particular project?
The documentary or the horror movie?
The documentary.
Documentary where I just started. I have about 15 minutes of footage cut in. I'm going to probably do it about an hour, but I want to get interviews with the old timers, so I'm trying to line that up now. The people who lived through the storm in 1928, who are still around, compare it to the storm Sandy. You know, that's what I want to do. And I want to bring a little personal, show people what we lost. I mean, like I said, sanitation every day came down the block, taking people's lives out of their houses.
Yeah, well, this storm was different. It was a nor'easter. It was a storm, Frankenstorm. It was a full moon. Yeah.
There was one point during the storm because we had water come into my house and I was bailing water out with a pump. Thank God I didn't lose power. We would have got flooded.
Yeah.
And there was one part where you heard, and it was like Godzilla was stomping through the Bronx.
Wow.
And I said, I think it's time we all went inside and tried to keep cool. And we saw boats and piers floating down our block. It was surreal. And I've lived there my whole life, and it's never been that bad.
No, I have pictures of boats just parked on the roadway.
People were said we're going to houses to have coffee on boats. I felt like I lived in Venice. They were going back and forth. But it's the devastation is still there. Look at Staten Island.
Yeah, a lot of people are still having trouble rebuilding. Long food lines. I got together with churches.
Gas. What about gasoline? It's like Mad Max. We're fighting for gas. People online fighting for gasoline. It's like I always say.
The Carter administration.
I remember that too.
Yeah.
Going in the middle of the night, our friend on the gas station used to open up at 3 a.m. for us.
Yeah.
To fill up our cars. I was like, wow, this is crazy. But we weren't prepared for it, and. My neighbors were saying, we never get hit that hard while I'm sandbagging my house. And they were laughing at me.
Did you get pictures of people on long lines? Gas stations?
Well, I kept away from the gas stations. I had to go to Connecticut to get gas. Yeah. That was really fun.
I got pictures for you.
Well, I'm doing a documentary. Help me out. I would love to have the pictures.
There are two different lines. You get the car lines all the way 4, 5, 6 blocks, sometimes a mile down. And then you had a long line of people with the red canisters going back the other way.
You had police officers
on foot,
blocking off streets to make sure people weren't caught in line.
Yeah.
And you think about it, I had to go to a funeral in Brooklyn and we couldn't go because we had no gas. So it's like, wow, you take for granted the little things we lose in something like that. And instead of you lost pictures, we lost furniture, and we lost people. I know somebody who passed away in the storm. So it kind of hits home, and we're hoping to get a lot of participation in this.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Deep. Well, we hope it turns out well for you. What can people do to get involved with the documentary?
Go to landyjerry@yahoo.com. That's my email address. I also have a Facebook page for Blood Marsh Raccoon. You can get in touch with me through my movie page, which I'd like people to go to that page and start seeing what we're doing, because we're looking for an April release here in the Bronx. We want to make it a big deal. Red carpet, star, the whole thing.
Beautiful. I love it.
Yeah.
And where can people send their information if they want to get involved, like with camera work or get a job?
Get in touch with me. Go to Facebook. Go to my Facebook page. I do most of my business through that page. It's amazing.
Yeah.
The Raccoon, Blood Marsh Raccoon. If you're interested, we're interested in looking for people. We get the studio built. We want these people here. I want her. So I'm looking at her right now. What's her name? What's her name? You don't know.
What's our floor manager's name?
Lonnie, she's great.
She
I want her to work for me.
There you go.
I think my guys are watching you too.
Wait a minute. Well, we need her here for a little while longer.
We'll offer her a good job. We like good. Wait, listen. You from the Bronx?
No, Manhattan.
We
she can travel. She can travel.
We'll work something out.
She could be a work-at-home person, too.
We'll work something out. It's all about keeping it in our neighborhood, making it Bronx-centric. Our movie pumped in. Most of our budget for our last movie went into the Bronx.
Good.
If we could rent equipment in the Bronx, we would have spent that money here, too. But
what's your Facebook page? How can people get in touch?
Blood Marsh Raccoon with a K. Krackoon. Look at the pictures. Look at the trailer about our crack-addicted raccoon and his offspring. It's a pretty funny movie. It's funny, gory. We got Cindy Guy, our ex-playmate, as the star of the movie. And Salamori, who's in the back here, is our main star. So.
Salamori.
He's right there.
Well, thank you so much, Jerry Landy, everybody,
Mr.
Bronx filmmaker. And we'll see you again. I'll talk to you about that funny, controversial stuff.
Okay, cool. I'm around.
Don't go anyway. We'll return with Reed Hadley and T.S. Monk. Be here with you. And don't change that channel. You don't want to miss this. But first, Governor Cuomo addressed the state's budget and education. Arlene Makoko has a story.
Governor Andrew Cuomo greeted elected and community leaders as well as students before delivering a speech where he outlined proposals for change in response to the devastation of Superstorm Sandy, coupled with the lagging economy and plans to improve educational outcomes for city kids.
At the end of the day, I work for you. The relationship that's important to me is my relationship with the people of the state of New York. I asked for your trust. I asked for your vote, which is my way of asking for your trust. And that relationship is everything.
The program, opened by Lehman College President Ricardo Fernandez, included introductions by Bronx Borough President Ruben Diaz Jr., State Assemblyman Jeffrey Dinowitz, and State Senator Jeffrey Klein, who credited him for signing into law the toughest anti-gun legislation yet.
Well, I think one of the things we need to do is sort of take on this debate head on. And I think we have to really silence the naysayers.
Governor Cuomo went on to share his vision he divided into 4 parts, beginning with providing good jobs, creating a world-class educational system, being fiscally efficient, and restoring New York State as a progressive state that serves as a model for others to follow.
1-2 punch for New York is jobs and education. It always has been. Pass a budget that does not raise taxes on New Yorkers because, as Senator Klein said, you know what? People are having trouble balancing their own budget.
He says the jobs are already there. Now it's just a matter of training this future workforce.
Today, there are 210,000 unfilled jobs in New York. Think about that, 210,000. Businesses looking for employees who can't find them because the employee doesn't have the skill to do that job.
He also wants to merge high schools with 2-year colleges that would provide enhanced workforce training. Even with a tough anti-gun law in effect that follows the Newtown tragedy, Cuomo looks to further curb violence.
When it comes to illegal, especially in New York City, illegal handguns, we have to do more because we've just lost too many innocent people. We continue to lose innocent lives, and it's really unfortunate, in my opinion, that it's taken government so long to act.
The governor has already visited several other counties here in New York City, taking his proposals directly to the people to get their feedback. His hope is to see that the state budget passes on time. For BronxNet, this is Arlene Makoko.
Arlene Makoko with that story. Thank you so much. Welcome back, folks. I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee. Our next guests are respectively the founder of the Jairus Reed Group. I'm here to talk about the Jairus Reed Group and keeping musical traditions alive is Reed Hadley. We welcome you to the show. Welcome back.
You, Doc.
Nice to see you again.
Pleasure to be back.
You've been doing a number of things. You're working with T.S. Monk and a number of other musicians. Tell us about your work with T.S. Monk.
Been quite busy since the last time I left. We were able to work with T.S. Monk in October for the 90th anniversary of T.S. Monk. And a celebration of his artwork that the foundation put on down at the Wilmer Jennings Art Gallery.
And for the people who don't know about T.S. Monk, give us a little a quickie.
Well, T.S. Monk, Thelonious Monk, the father. T.S. Monk is the drummer's son. And
give the drummer son.
Give the drummer son. But basically, it's been an ongoing project. We were able to have, Jairus was actually able to have the kids interview T.S. at that function in which the artwork was being displayed. Ethan Reed and Ansiam Edwards, our 2 co-anchors, actually did stand-up interview for about 40 minutes live with T.S. And he wanted to have some more time, but it was just a little bit too busy. But the main focus is teen workshops, and these workshops are in film documentary production.
And that's what you do with the Jairus Reed Group?
Right. Our basic premise is taking them as young as 14 up to high school seniors and putting them in a situation in which they're able to interview the artist and as well local historians. So right now we've moved from that, and along with Bullion Entertainment and Jairus Reed Group have come together, the Traveling Guitar Foundation, put together a package with the promoter in the Caribbean, a gentleman by the name of Tom Hines. He's producing a Caribbean festival. It's a safari. And the Naniki Caribbean Jazz Safari started off in January in Barbados. We were there. The Traveling Guitar Foundation donated guitars to the local schools. The artist, of course, T.S. Monk was one of the many artists that was there. It was so much happening there. Jairus Reed took some students, and not just interviewing the artist, but we interviewed Tom and the 2 young ladies that we got out of the school. Actually were the high school of Tom and Rihanna.
Now that's right. Rihanna.
The high school that they attended.
Maybe we could get in touch with her and bring her back. Bring Rihanna back. Say, hey, we need to go back home and highlight some of the things that we're doing with this foundation.
That would be a pleasure.
The Traveling Guitar Foundation.
Right.
They were here on this set a while ago. Now you You're going to be going to the islands again.
The island
it
festival
started
in Barbados, which is the home of Rihanna and Tom Hines, the promoter.
And your next stop is what?
We just got back this weekend from Antigua, and one of the local artists that Bullion provides the entertainment for this festival, one of the locals was Danny Mixon, and Danny performed with his group. The package actually is traveling after Antigua. We're going to St. Vincent, and then in April, then we'll be in Grenada. The rest of the circuit is still being formulated, but possibly it's going to last.
Who's the young lady that's working with you?
There's a young lady that's actually she's one of the brain trust behind Bull Lion Entertainment. Sandra Trim DaCosta as executive director of Bull Lion, and the Traveling Guitar Foundation has basically put this together.
She does a lot of work. She has her sleeves rolled up in the community, connecting people, places, and things, and just making it happen for so many people.
It's entertainment worldwide. I started off in 2009 doing a documentary on the history of jazz in Japan. That brought me back to the States to work finally with Sandra in working with TS. So it's been a great package. Jairus Reed Group's premise, as I told you once before, but if it's a new group of folks listening, Jairus Reed Group is, as far as the mission statement, bent on taking the young children and putting them in a workshop situation to where they are able to do everything behind the camera. But right now, we're doing a traveling worldwide road show, just introducing them into the arts of
Maybe our floor
interview.
manager would want to get involved with that too. What do you think? She said, the islands? Hey, I got my bikini ready.
Well, we have, our website is set up now, and it's changed quite a bit since the last time I was here. JairusReedGroup.org.
Yes.
Takes everything that we've put together, and we'll be adding on in fact, we'll be putting in a separate link for the Naniki Caribbean Jazz Safari and everything we're doing with
This is beautiful. We're doing so many wonderful things for our young people, and this is an opportunity for them to get involved, to climb into something. And parents, if you're watching, take a look at a lot of these things. Maybe go on the website, Google them, and find out what they're all about, and then try to get your child involved in something positive, because they walk from school to the home, and in between there, you never know what can happen. Somebody can pull them aside and say, hey, hang out with us. So this is something positive. Now, what can we learn from some of the things that you're doing?
What you will eventually see is, once our facility is set up here in Harlem, you'll see a production crew of 14-year-olds, 15, 16-year-olds doing everything that high school and college students are doing. Taking them at an early stage, such as Ethan being able to, and by the way, 14 years old at this point, has already interviewed T.S. Monk, but eventually he'll be able to go into the set to work with arts and theater directors, interview playwrights. He's right now at that stage to where you can give him a script in 5 minutes and he comes up with his own questions on top of the script. Anciem, 16 years old, the same way. They interviewed T.S. Monk. So that's what we're just doing locally in events that we're either invited to or we put together ourselves.
That's wonderful. You have a bunch of kids who are willing and able and ready and excited about being involved in what you're doing. That's great. You have a whole team. What are some of the other members? Guitar team.
The Traveling Guitar Foundation is basically set up along with Sandra. Henri DaCosta is the founder, basically. Van Taylor of the Van Taylor Group out of Buffalo does the production work for Jairus Reed Group while we're on the road in the Caribbean. And the foundation, actually, of Jairus Reed Group is separate, but at this point right now, while we're traveling, the rest of the guys are back here in New York. The production work is being done by Van Taylor, who's also a performer with Derek. Derek is an unbelievable person.
Yeah.
As a guitarist, he is son of Sheila Frazier. He's had #1 hits on BET. He's getting airplay all over the West Coast. He's one of the performers inside of this package. They have a rap group as well. Hakeem, or actually,
we got to give a big shout out to Derek
McKeith. Derek McKeith is unbelievable. H. Bing is one of the other artists.
And Damon Marks.
And Damon is actually the founder of the Traveling Guitar Foundation, and he's an inspirational person in terms of putting something like this together for the world, not just the Caribbean. The Caribbean is where we're doing this right now. In October, probably back to Japan.
Where can people get more information on this?
JairusReedGroup.org, Naniki Caribbean Jazz Safari.com, and also the Traveling Guitar Foundation.org.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Reed Hadley, founder of Jairus Reed Group. Thank you so much. Tell T.S. Monk we said, hey.
We'll definitely do so.
We got to take a quick break, but when we come back, Maceo Mobley will be here. You know the guy that danced with and sang and played with James Brown? We'll explain. He's going to perform coming up next right here on Channel 67's Open. We'll be right back.
So here are the keys. Congratulations, it's officially yours. I'm sure you'll have many happy years here. Except for you, because you'll be gone 3 years from now, struck down by the same disease that got your father. So you won't be around for them. And sadly, it could have been detected early with a simple test, but you didn't have it. Okay, who wants to check out the backyard?
For a list of tests every man should have, go to ahrq.gov.
Take my hand and start a brand new day. And together as one we'll start to see some change.
Underneath everything we are, underneath everything we do, we are all people. Connected, interdependent, united. And when we reach out a hand to one, we can influence the condition of all. That's what it means to live united.
Do you have muscle weakness, double vision, trouble chewing or swallowing? You could have myasthenia gravis, a disease which causes severe weakness in the muscles of the body. You can get MG at any age. It can affect your ability to see, speak, walk, smile, or even breathe. Although not curable, with proper treatment, you can lead a productive life.
Hi, I'm Sonia Richards of the 2008 U.S. Track and Field Team. I'm here with our friends from Jane and the Dragon to say,
the amount counts, so keep portions under control.
When you're on the go, there's nothing better than a healthy snack to give you a boost. But remember, portions count too.
I love fast food, fruit that is. It's the perfect size and great to eat on the fly.
You've got the idea. For fun ways to get healthy, visit www.smallstep.gov.
How you doing?
Hi.
Hi.
Have a nice day.
You too.
Thanks.
If only child abuse were this easy to recognize. If you even suspect abuse, call 1-800-4-A-CHILD. All calls are anonymous and confidential. Trust your instincts.
Big dreams and good grades aren't enough to get into college. There are actual steps you need to take. Finding someone who can help is the first and most important. For the next steps, go to knowhowtogo.org.
And welcome back to Open, everybody. Right now, it's time once again for Music Mondays. Our next guest is here with this group. He's a talented singer and songwriter known for sizzling dance tunes and smooth, savory ballads. Please welcome to the open stage, Maceo Mobley. Give him a big round of applause, everybody. Yeah, here we go.
Missing you, I hope you miss me too. All I do is think of you. When we're apart, I have this broken heart. I'm missing you, I'm missing you. There's this girl, goes by the name of Pearl. I thought this girl would share my world. She went away, she didn't stop to say she wasn't coming back this way. I'm missing you, missing you. I hope you miss me too. All I do is think of you. When we're apart, I have this broken heart. I'm missing you, I'm missing you, missing you. Hey Pearl, pick up the phone. I've been waiting here all alone. Baby, won't you come back home? There's no need for you to roam. Oh, woe is me, just ask the lonely, for only they can feel my pain. Since you've been gone, oh no, this house is no, everything is going wrong. I'm missing you, missing you. I hope you miss me too. All I do is think of you. When we're apart, I have this broken heart. I'm missing you, I'm missing you. Hey Pearl, pick up the phone. I've been waiting here all alone. Baby, won't you come back home? There's no need for you to roam. Sing that one more time, huh? Hey Pearl, pick up the phone. Mr. Telephone Man, is there something wrong with my life? I've been waiting here all alone. When they speak of lonely, you know they're talking about me. Baby, won't you come back home? Ooh, won't you come back home? There's no need for you to roam. No, oh, there's no need. I'm missing you. Missing you. Missing you. missing you. Oh, I'm missing you. Hope you miss me too. All I do is think of you. When we're apart, I have this broken heart. I'm missing you. I'm missing you. Missing you. Missing you. Hope you miss me too. All I do is think of you. When we're apart, I have this broken heart. I'm missing you. I'm missing you. Missing you. Missing you. I hope you miss me too. All I do is think of you. When we're apart, I have this broken heart. I'm missing you. I'm missing you. Good singing.
Very good.
Doctor.
Maceo!
That would be me.
There you go. Very good. I was ready to come in and say soft and warm.
That's
The Quiet Storm.
Remember
That's
to play
Quiet
it.
Storm song right there.
Remember to play it.
Yeah. Lenny Green does the Quiet Storm.
I'm going to call him in the morning.
There you go. Who's with us today?
I am lucky and blessed to travel the world with some great, fantastic musicians and singers. To my far right, the very lovely, very beautiful, very talented Miss Rashida McLeod, yo.
Rashida McLeod with the
Rashida
bedroom
McLeod,
eyes.
yes. Yes. That's how I get all the fellas to come see my show.
And who's the gentleman here?
And this is how I get all the ladies to come see my show.
Oh.
This is Dwayne New York Gardner.
Uh-huh.
Excellent singer. They call him the Eminem Kid. You know why?
Why?
Because he melts in your mouth and not.
Oh, there we go. And, how about
And my
the gentleman
guitar
right there?
player. Whoa. My guitar player. Oh, I got to tell you about this guy.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you about it. I got him. He was in Dothan, Alabama.
All the way in Alabama.
Dothan, Alabama, playing on the street. I said, boy, come on along with me. We're going to
There
make
you go.
some money. He's been with me 475 years.
I'll be down.
And he won't go home.
Tell us
Mr.
about
Pharaoh. Give it up
There
for
you
Pharaoh.
go. Pharaoh's
Yeah.
in the house. Thank
Yeah.
you so much. Tell us about some of the people that you've worked with in the past.
Well, I've been lucky enough to play for the Manhattans, as well as the Persuaders, as well as Melba Moore, as well as Patti LaBelle, people like that. So I'm lucky in that regard, you know.
I want to get you in there. This is your CD. I want you to sing one more for us, but this is your CD right here, right?
That is my CD right there. I don't even know who that guy is on there, but it brought somebody who looks a whole lot better than I do to take that picture.
Somebody on the front, some lips on the back. There you go. Now, where can we find you? Because I want to get time for you to do one more song because I'm going to wrap this up and then you
Well, you can always catch me. I'm on my way into B.B. King's.
There you go.
Come see me at B.B. King's.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Maceo Mobley. Give him a big round of applause, everybody. You sing one more right after I do this. Many thanks to all of our guests for tuning in and checking it all out. And thanks to our viewers for watching. And don't forget to tune in to an all-new Open with Darren Jaime on Wednesday, okay? Always remember this, what you are is God's gift to you, and what you make of yourself is your gift to God. So choose your choice and let your choice control the chooser. I'll catch you on right after The Quiet Storm with Lenny Green. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee. From all of us here at BronxNet, have a great and enjoyable day. We love you all. Peace. Here we go. Maceo Mobley.
Ooh. Come on. Yeah, yeah. Every day I try my best to get ahead. You criticize, but why can't you be kind instead? I try so hard to keep you fully satisfied, There's not a wish, there's not a thing that I deny. But the weight of everything's about to fall on me. So baby,